raceway. Look at the folks jammed into this place on a Thursday night.
Which will now hold 97,000 people. As we see Jay Sauter in the 3 truck try to run down. Wayne Grubb on pit road. And looks like he's going behind the wall. Bad news.
A lot of those folks get to cheer Wayne Grubb on a week-to-week basis at the short track races around this neck of the woods. He's a local boy. He and his brother just out of high school. Here come the crew. Kept that thing on the lead lap all night. We'll have to get Marty to figure out what happened there. But for Grubb, it was a short night and disappointing end to this.
And his brother Kevin in qualifying slipped coming off turn 4 and missed the field for tonight's Virginia is for Lovers 200.
Bobby King and the crew go to work. Bobby was the longtime crew chief for Tommy Ellis, lives here in Richmond, and says he likes this deal. The Grubb boys' dad got some money to spend, and they're spending on race cars and trucks and just running all over. They go to new tracks and try to give the boys experience of coming in, figuring it out in a hurry, and then getting to the front. Obviously, all in preparation for what they hope will be Winston Cup careers.
Guess what? Jay Sauter's truck seems to be going away. Keselowski moving away. There we see 10 truck length advantage now. And the 24 Jack Sprague is catching up.
And that's bad news for all of the rest of these guys because Sprague is your point leader. There's Compton, who has slipped back into a lap down. There goes your 4th place truck right there. The 98 is Kenny Irwin Jr. Won it last year. Does not appear thus far tonight to have the truck to do it again. He led early and has then slipped back. A couple lap trucks as is that Barry Bodine? How did he get a lap down? Here is 17. That's Rich Bickle. And he is 5th. And here comes Schrader in 6th spot.
Barry Bodine is having some type of problem. He's a couple laps down on the white number 7. There we see Chuck Bound back in 7th spot. Next side truck.
Now, I'll tell you what, I am impressed to see the yellow colors of the 61 running in the top 10, but he's lost a spot here to Ron Hornaday. Hornaday moving in front of Randy Tolsma, picking up 8th position. So this is 8th and 9th. Hornaday was good right after the restart, but not good enough to go to the front.
And Butch Miller's got some smoke, showing some smoke out of the back of that truck. He's in 10th spot as Mike Bliss tries to close in on the back bumper of the 20 truck.
Doesn't look like Bliss got it exactly right on the halftime break either. He was back there with Hornaday. 15 to 16 has moved back to the tail end of the top 10.
Let's see if we can see the smoke I saw the last time. There we see the smoke out the right.
Ooh.
When he gets back on the accelerator, he had some smoke out the exhaust pipe.
Butch Miller, one of the best light contenders in this division. There you see the smoke again as he comes off the final turn. Yellow is out.
They're talking about some debris in turn 3.
Now, these guys do not race back to the yellow, so they are under caution as soon as it flies at start-finish.
And the 29 truck.
Well, some of them race back to the yellow.
They're trying to get a lap back, so they're racing back to the yellow. But the 29 truck did not want to see this caution flag.
Keselowski, best career finish was his 5th at Portland earlier this year. Tonight, he's got the opportunity to win the big enchilada. Here for a little debris on the racetrack. And wait a minute, I thought this guy was behind the wall. What's up with that, Marty?
Well, Wayne Grubb was behind the wall, and as soon as they got him back here and we came trotting down, all of a sudden they fired him back up and got him back out on the track. And I said, hey, that was pretty quick. He said, yeah, it was the primary ignition box. As soon as we realized, all we did was switch over to the secondary, and we're underway again.
Well, it's good. Those boys were having a decent weekend here until they had to take it behind the wall. But that whole thing is about getting experience at the stage of his career that Grubbs is in. Well, let's take you back through the field and see who's chasing Keselowski tonight. Sauter will be right on his tailgate when they resume. This will also get Sprague back up there as you look at a Dodge and 2 Chevys and a Ford in the top 4, and then Bickle in 5th spot trying to do something with Sprague in terms of points. But what he's got to do is finish ahead of him on the racetrack.
Let's take a look at 16 through 30. Corelli, Back through 28th. Brad Teague still on the track, and all these other trucks out of the competition. Scott Walters, Tammy Joe Kirk.
Is this Marquis' first truck race, maybe?
I believe it was his first truck race.
Yeah, and he's passed as many people. He qualified in the 30s and is running 18th. You're on board with Boris Said here as they realign for the restart. Boris, the well-known road racer who is making the transition to the short track competition under the tutelage of... Here we go.
It's Billy Pouch on the inside. Is that how you say that? Yes, sir. Oh, Boris Said and Wayne Grubb side by side. Meanwhile, the 3 truck working on that 29, trying to get that lead away.
There's Hornaday in the middle of the mix. Man, they hustle around this joint. 3/4 of a mile, but it is fast.
And the 98 truck, Kenny Irwin, is working on the points lead. Oh, he hits the wall. And a battle for the lead.
Sauter gets good and goes around the Dodge. Jay Sauter from 25th starting spot takes the lead. Keselowski's bubble may not have burst, but it's got a dent in it. Here comes the 24 Sprague. What a great run for Jay Sauter tonight. 25th to first, and he got most of that done in the first half of this race. He's been sitting out there sizing Keselowski up for the entire second half of the race.
And that brush with the wall that Kenny Irwin had coming off second corner looks to have slowed his truck down somewhat. And right now, Rich Bickle is 17, up pressuring him.
Bickle sees an opportunity here. Again, Sprague is his primary adversary, not only for the race win tonight, but also for the championship. And he can see him there just 3-4 truck lengths ahead. Irwin's now dented number 98 between them.
He's taking a look. Can't get the run down the straightaway he needed. 17 truck Bickle drifts up. Now tries to bring the truck around the bottom of the racetrack. But that time it did not work as Irwin maintains that position.
It's got to be frustrating to sit there with a truck just a little bit better than the guy in front of you, but not enough better to get around it. Hey, only 40 to go. This thing is flying by in Richmond, and Jay Sauter has flown into the lead over the now frustrated Keselowski, who sits back there 2 truck lengths back thinking, where did this go wrong?
I think that Keselowski needs this thing to go green flag the rest of the way. It looks like as on the long runs, and he's a better truck than the field, but when the tires cool off, some of the other trucks are able to outrun him.
Think it's going to be enough better if he gets a long run to get back around Sauter?
I think so. I think he can pass Sauter if they run the rest of the race under the green. Because right now, Jay Sauter is slowing down, and Keselowski's catching up. Oh, baby, there we see Mike Wallace, 52. Billy Pouch, Butch Miller, and we've got some contact between Bliss and Butch Miller.
These guys been running 3 and 4 wide here for a couple of laps. It's a wreck waiting to happen. Bliss says, I got to get out of here, man. These guys are going to stick them all in the wall. This is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and others.
Maybe the rest of the guys on the lead lap.
Mike Wallace looks like he might get caught out here as Miller follows Bliss by on the inside. Butch at number 20. Here comes Keselowski, obviously listening to Benny Parsons on the onboard radio and saying, okay, I'm supposed to go up there and pass that black truck.
Well, look at how great he gets off the corner.
Sprague lurking back there, the point leader. You talk about Hornaday's huge run that he's made in the championship in the past half dozen races. One of the reasons he's not leading is because Jack Sprague has finished in the top 5 in every one of those races. There's no doubt who they got to beat to take this title.
I bet Jimmy Spencer, and this time Sauter moves over trying to keep Keselowski from getting position. I bet Jimmy Spencer sitting on top of a truck down there watching this truck race and saying, I sure hope those boys did what I told them to do. Watching the race with some interest.